Good morning, gentle friends. Welcome back to another day. So, starting today for an indeterminate amount of time, I am taking a little detour from the way I've been doing things because I haven't felt well for months now. So, what I've been doing is obviously not working for me. And I don't mean from a weight loss perspective, I just mean from a general overall health, feeling okay perspective. I have put what I'm changing in the description box, so I won't go over it here, but basically the super short version is that I know I need to get out of the habit of only eating once a day. And I know that OMAD, one meal a day, works well for some people. And I wasn't intentionally doing that, but I have felt poorly for so long that that was the habit I was getting back into. And that complicates things in one direction for me. And then my insulin resistance and the number of times I eat a day complicates things in the completely opposite direction. So I'm going to start an experiment from today. And that is that I'm going to go back to something I did a very long time ago, which at the time I jokingly called it Hobbit eating. And basically it was just eating 5 or 6 times a day, but doing much smaller meals. So instead of me having 2 large main meals, I'm going to break my day down, same calories, same macro targets, but I'm going to break the day down into 5 or 6 small, kind of unrelated grazing style things. And I don't know. I don't know that this is going to change anything. I'm adjusting some meds as well. But we're going to try this because something's got to change. So, I am eating way earlier than I normally do, and I'm going to start with some Greek Gods honey yogurt. And then this is just some mixed berry compote that I made. And I'm going to have some of that and some green grapes. I had a bowl of this as like a after dinner last week. And it's really nice. And this is just going to be a smaller portion. And then in about 3 hours, I have like a little nibbly cheese, seed, and olive plate, and then I'll have proper lunch, and then another little nibbly vegetable snack kind of thing, and then dinner, and then some fruit salad afterwards. So I've tracked out 6 little meals today, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is going to be just a little nibble. I needed to increase my fat macro, so I decided that I was going to do some seeds and olives because that will help hit my sodium target and my fat target. So I have some pumpkin seeds, some pepitas, and they are 170 calories for a quarter of a cup, but I don't need a quarter of a cup. So I think I'm going to do, if that's 30 grams, I'll probably do about 10 grams of those. I'll see what it looks like on the scale. And then I have some olives already open, and they are this brand, which is Loretto. There's a T and an O there. They do a lemon stuffed one. This is a garlic stuffed one. They also do ones with like blue cheese, and they do a salmon one as well. They are my favorite olive ever. I get these from Big Lots. the brining solution that they use is very different to your traditional like pimento, green pimento stuffed olive, or even black olives. I have got no voice today. Yes, so I'm gonna have some of those. And then I found, this is a Havarti cheese, which normally I like. I've never seen this brand before. The Kroger over in Virginia had it. And so I'm going to try that. It's the same calories as most cheeses. It's 110 per ounce, or 28 grams. So I'm going to try that. And, oh, okay. So this is a Denmark cheese. Well, there we go. All right. So there's no cooking with any of that. I'm just going to weigh a little bit of each out, because remember, because I'm doing like 6 little nibbly things, each one will be quite small. So let's see what I end up with this. All right, next meal. So this is going to be one of my 2 more complete, sort of larger meals. This is basically lunch. And I'm going to do a take on what I found out is actually called Christmas salad. I've never heard it called that before, but it is a pomegranate, mandarin, and avocado salad with like feta and pecans and stuff like that. And I have put the recipe that I'm basing this on in the description box. So basically I have some power greens and avocado, cucumber, some pecans. You could of course use already shelled ones, but I bought these when they were on sale and I still have some of those. I'm going to de-seed a pomegranate. I'm going to add some grape tomatoes because I have them. And then it has some feta and mandarins in there. For the dressing, I actually have, out of a a Simple Truth Organic salad kit, the greens, because it had romaine in it, it went kind of soggy really quick. So I just saved the dressing and the toppings out of there to use. So this is a honey poppy seed dressing that is from a kit. And then I needed to do some more with protein. So I'm going to add 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of chicken. This is a 9.5 ounce breast, so I'll just save the rest of that. And I'm just going to cook that in the air fryer with some tamarind soup seasoning, which is just a really sour, like citrusy kind of seasoning. It's hard to explain if you haven't ever had it. Yeah, so I'm going to cut and weigh the chicken, season that, get that in the air fryer. It's not going to take very long because I'm going to cut it up. And then while that's cooking, I need to shell the pecans, de-seed the pomegranate, and then just get everything else cut and weighed. And that will be lunch. All right, time for the next little nibble, which I'm going to do some prosciutto wrapped asparagus. So this is some Appleton Farms prosciutto, and I have 50 grams of asparagus. I'm just going to do 2 little bundles, have that with a bit of lemon juice, and that will be my little snack. All right, I am in the home stretch. So this is meal 5, and this is basically dinner. I am going to do some lasagna roll-ups, and so I wanted the wide part of the zucchini to do them. And this was kind of the scraps that I had left over. So I'm just going to use this just like a thick zoodle, basically. And all I'm going to do is I have 175 grams of shrimp and the zucchini, and then I'm going to use the Newman's Own Alfredo. If you haven't seen me talk about this before, it's only 60 calories for a quarter of a cup, or 61 grams, and that will be more than enough. So that's it. I have already thawed out the shrimp, so all I'm going to do is put the shrimp and the zucchini in the microwave in my Good Cooks steamer tray, and cook those for probably about 3 minutes. They don't need long because the shrimp are already thawed, and then it's just a matter of putting it together. That was a good guess. This is 3 minutes in the microwave. All right, last meal of the day. This is a little fruit salad that I put together earlier when I was prepping for the lunch salad, which was very good, by the way. This is what was left of the mandarins, some of the pomegranate that I was de-seeding, and a kiwi. And I'm basically just going to have that with some toasted coconut chips by Bear. And I'm going to put that together, and then that will finish me out for the night. And I will give you a little review of how things went, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so I am winding up the end of my day, and I just thought I would go over things with you. I can't turn this to landscape, sorry, so it'll just be a little skinny version. But this is what my targets looked like today. I was 66 under my calories, which is fine. I try to be within 75 one way or the other. So my calories were within range. Protein, I want to be within 10 grams plus or minus, and I'm within 2 grams, so that's great. Carbohydrates, I want to stay under my target of 120, which I am. Fat, I want to stay under my target of 59, which I am. And sodium, I want to have no more than 3,500 in a day. And so that was all good there as well. All right, so then let's look at the actual day itself. And you've already seen all of these, so I just thought I would take a minute to kind of let you know how things went. So as a day one, the first thing is when I started this morning, I was like, there is no way that I'm going to feel like eating this many times a day. And it was a little tricky, like logistically and planning wise. But having said that, I can definitely see the difference. Now, obviously, I'm croaky today. I'm not feeling the greatest. And I wanted to get a baseline of kind of where I was starting, because I haven't felt well since June, and I'm still not completely okay. But I had started these blood pressure meds in March, and I had gotten down to about the 150s over like the high 90s, which for me is actually really good. But the problem is that my body gets used to a particular dosage, and it does this. So this is my BP at like midday today. And I hadn't been doing anything. I wasn't stressed or anything like that. It was just, this is just what it is. The other thing when I started this today was I wanted a baseline to see what my heart rate was doing within about 10 minutes of starting or by the time I finished a meal. And so it was pretty consistently where as soon as I ate something, I had a spike. And so this is what it was at lunch. Like I finished lunch, I was still just sitting at the table. I hadn't done anything, and I had been sitting eating lunch. So it's not like I had just gone and ran a marathon, but this is the problem. So between my heart rate and my blood pressure, this is why I'm doing this. Okay, so individual meals. Fruit and yogurt bowl, great. I never eat that early, so it was kind of like, do I have to? I think I'm going to make that quite a small meal moving forward, like just to kind of get something in my stomach to take my meds, but then I don't want to put a whole lot of caloric content into it, because that was the only thing. While it was tasty, it wasn't something that my stomach was really ready to handle. So about 3 hours later, I had the Pepitas and the garlic and that Havarti cheese. And that was really, really, the cheese was very, very nice. I had like a little piece of cheese and a little piece of garlic, and then I ate the Pepitas. I quite enjoyed that, but I like all three of those things. So I sort of knew that was going to be good. Lunch was the salad. And so that had the salad, avocado, tomato, mandarin, cucumber, pomegranate, feta cheese, pecans, the dressing, and then, the dressing, and then the chicken. So the chicken I just stuck in the air fryer for what turned out to be 8 minutes. It was fantastic. That I really liked. Like, it was everything that I like in a salad. It was briny and tart and really strong, punchy flavor. So that I would definitely do again. And then I just did those little prosciutto wrapped asparagus spears. I needed to increase my protein and fat, so that's why I used some of the prosciutto, and I like that. I have that frequently, so that was nice. Then the shrimp and zucchini Alfredo, it was actually nicer than I thought. And the weird thing was that was quite a late meal. Like, it was probably 8:30ish by the time I was getting to that point. And I wasn't sure that I was going to still want anything, but I was actually a little bit hungry, which is kind of weird because very, very rarely do I get hungry. I just, that's why I often would eat once or twice a day. So I could tell the difference from a sort of stoking the metabolism fire a little bit there, and I can see where that could be beneficial. So that was really nice. And I always like shrimp Alfredo. You know, I have it on a whole bunch of different things. It was a great way to use up the zucchini scraps. And it took, as you saw, it was like 3 minutes in the microwave. That's all it was. Then I finished the day with that fruit salad, which was fantastic. To be honest with you, I really didn't feel like I needed something after the shrimp Alfredo. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to play around with 5 meals instead of 6, because like I still need to do smaller meals, absolutely, but I don't know that I need to do
6. I felt it was a little forced today. So I'm going to see what I can work out planning wise, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I did do my mailbox walk, and I did do my arm exercises, and so I met that activity metric that I wanted to meet as well. And that's it. So basically, if we look at the day overall, I hit all of my targets. My step target, I was actually over 1,000 steps over, and I've been over every day this week, which is great. So yeah, I would say that was a very successful day.